Thank you for joining us today. With me today, I have Kim Frasher from OE Connection and Yolanda Sandor from BASF, and they are on the Women's Industry Network Conference Committee. Going to talk to us a little bit today about what WIN is all about and a little bit about the upcoming conference. Welcome, Kim and Yolanda.
For having us, Jay.
Thanks for having us, Jay.
Can you tell us a little bit about what WIN is all about?
Sure. So the Women's Industry Network exists to support and enhance the role of women in the collision repair industry. We promote education, professional advancement, and networking. The WIN Board of Directors exists to guide the organization in furthering these initiatives, and the all-volunteer group represents various collision industry segments, including repair facilities, suppliers, consultants, information providers, and insurance companies.
Really represents everyone in the industry, all facets.
Yep.
And I
sure.
understand a lot of this is coming together at the upcoming annual educational conference. Can you tell us a little bit about that upcoming program?
Yes, Jay. So I'm excited to say that registration is going to be open until April, and it's going to be in the fabulous Texan city of San Antonio. The dates are May 1st to the 3rd of this year, obviously, and we'll be staying at the Westin San Antonio Riverwalk, which is an extraordinary hotel. San Antonio, as many of you know, is a city rich in history, such as the Alamo, the famous Riverwalk where the hotel is located. And there's a lot of welcoming modern attractions. And proud to say that our first conference was in 2006. So if we take the year off of 2020 because of the pandemic, this is technically, if I do my math right, our 16th conference. So our attendees that have already booked, we have, we're hoping for at least 250 people, but our attendees will experience a wonderful 3-day industry learning experience, mentorship, celebration, and we're going to be giving back to the community. We hope to celebrate with all women and men, if we have men attending the conference that have anything to do with the collision repair, and we're awarding I believe 20 scholarships, new scholarships to women throughout the United States. And we're going to take part in the scholarship fundraising, which is our walk, and honoring, obviously, this year's most influential women recipients. And please note that we're really excited to have our conference this year at San Antonio. So we try to do West Coast, East Coast each year. And this year we'll be in Texas.
Can we talk about who the keynote speaker will be for this year's conference?
Sure. We've got, it's a 3-day event, so we've got quite a bit packed into that time. We've got a few different keynotes that are excited to be working with us this year. One of them is Gina Schaefer. She is a founder and CEO of a chain of Ace Hardware stores. They are located in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Alexandria area. She's passionate. She grew her company from 1 to 12 stores in only 14 years. Oh, wow. And now leads a multi-million-dollar business that employs more than 250 people. And she is a former member of the ACE Board of Directors, and she has she's known for her strong corporate culture, supporting small businesses, and helping women to succeed in all aspects of the hardware industry, which, as you know, is probably very similar to the collision industry. Typically male-dominated, and she just brings a fresh outlook, and I think everybody's really going to get a kick out of her. We also have a couple more that have recently signed on. Patricia Walsh. She is a world record holder in the Ironman distance triathlon.
Oh, wow.
She was a 2006 Paralympian, and she is a 5-time U.S. national champion. Patricia speaks to overcoming adversity and adapting to change by setting specific goals and planning regular testing with the aim of proving your capability to yourself first, which I think is very important, especially with everything that we've been through the past couple of years. This confidence built over time then makes a person more resilient. And her session topic is going to be reimagining achievement in the face of adversity, how to keep moving forward as an engineer with blindness while adjusting to personal loss and change.
Oh, wow.
So we usually try to mix up, some more inspirational people that you may not get to hear about otherwise, but bring very unique perspectives. And then, of course, we have a lot of industry related topics as well. Our third speaker that we've got signed on so far is Shayla Rivera. She is an aerospace engineer that worked with NASA on the Space Shuttle program and the space station. She later became a corporate trainer, speaker, comedian, writer, and professor with her alma mater, which is Texas A&M University. So she brings a lot of humor to the table, expertise as a speaker to nonprofits and schools. And she's recently had the honor of entertaining U.S. troops around the world, having a 30-minute comedy special on HBO Max. And her session topic is unleashing the power of your story. And then we've got several more industry related that we can't wait to share more with you a little bit later.
Sounds like a fun and action-packed schedule, really.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a panel discussion, and the panel discussion is regarding retaining and hiring good people. As everybody knows, in the collision industry, it's hard to get good technicians, people in the back office, etc. So we have our panel moderated Jamie Shackford, who's the Director of Industry Intelligence from Caliber Collision. And our panelists include very powerful, knowledgeable women, as Jennifer Maher, who's from Tech Force. We have Megan Sullivan, who's from General Motors. We'll probably give a little spiel about EV and the future GM. Then we have Johanna Pete, who's from Caliber. We have Keith Schaefer, who's from UTI, and then Holly Wintley, who's from Gerber. And the panel discussions are usually very enlightening. Like I said, we've got people who are very well-spoken in their area of expertise. And I think people will really enjoy. I think this is our third or fourth panel discussion throughout the year. So we brought it back because it was very high on the list when we did our survey. So we're excited about that.
Those who are interested in attending, what are the deadlines for when they need to get their registration in?
Yes, so the in-person attendees, you have until April 25th. And our virtual attendees, actually up until the day before conference.
We talk a little bit about what Win Gives Back is, what all that includes, and who benefits from that.
So Win Gives Back is something that we started it kind of happened organically. We were in, I believe it was Fort Lauderdale at one of our conferences a few years back, pre-pandemic. And we had a speaker, and she represented an organization that she founded called Headbands of Hope. I believe her name was Jess Ekstrom. And she brought with her some headbands to make for pediatric cancer patients. And the entire crowd was just not only completely enthralled with the entire activity of building those headbands, but also listening to her story. And it was one of our highest rated events that year. And so we decided to incorporate it, and we decided to incorporate it into our programming every year since then. So with the exception of the year we took off for the pandemic, we usually try to choose somebody local. And usually it's, children, veterans, things like that. People are always eager to help, especially with this organization. We've got a lot of very generous people, not only industry-wide, but especially within WIN. So everybody just loves rolling up their sleeves and helping a local cause. So last year we were in Greenville, South Carolina, and we had a local organization called Fostering Great Ideas. And they gave a very riveting presentation on what life is like living in limbo in the foster care system. May is Foster Care Awareness Month. And so we not only had that presentation and learned more from the founder of Fostering Great Ideas, but we also did a gift card drive to give to children who are split up, like sibling groups who are split up into different foster care homes so that they could meet once a month for a meal with their siblings.
Oh,
So we did a gift card drive, and we had dozens of cards to provide for that from our wonderful members and community. And then we also did, Wynn donated a bunch of diapers. Pull-ups are the number one requested item. Children face a really harsh reality when they're dealing with being uprooted from everything they know and being moved around, and oftentimes they can regress. So pull-ups was the number one requested item, and so we gave them boxes. I mean, they filled the entire lobby of that venue, and
wow.
everybody was so touched. Not only Win members, but also the organization, they came to pick them up, and it was just a really moving thing. And so this year we decided to partner with a local organization in the San Antonio area called Soldiers Angels. So we're going to be making no-sew blankets to be provided to deployed soldiers, veterans, and even wounded service members.
Mhm.
And we're also going to be writing them cards of support to be included in care packages, and they will be shipped around the world. And we are also going to be doing a recycled rides giveaway, and that will be on the rooftop of the Interpark parking garage, which is across the street from the Westin. And that will be before the conference starts. I believe it's going to be Monday morning, mid-morning, I think about 10 a.m. And it's an NABC event, and it's in partnership with USAA and Caliber. And they're going to be giving 2 restored cars to veterans. So that'll be very moving, I'm sure, as well. So yeah, this is something we like to do every year, and it's just kind of become tradition at this point.
Yeah, that's a great program. Are there any other community activities or fundraising events that are part of the conference?
Yes, and we're going to have our annual scholarship walk, which is a fundraiser event for WIN Scholarship Program. And it's part of our commitment to drive the future of the collision industry business. And it was originally held in conjunction with our annual conference, but like everything else, it's evolved. The walk has evolved in recent years to allow friends, family, and colleagues from across the industry to participate. So along when you're registering for the conference, please make sure there's a special link to join the conference or the scholarship walk, and which opened back in February. We already have about 65 participants to date.
Wow.
And you're encouraged to join a team and compete for leaderboard prizes to be determined. And the great thing about this, Jay, is that you can participate whether you're virtually on your own, or maybe your neighborhood friends, neighbors, etc., and join us for obviously, and then join in for the in-person walk at conference, which will be obviously we're going to use the riverfront area since we have such a gorgeous scenery around the hotel, and it's a great way to donate to the cause. And the walk, if I'm not mistaken, is $25.
Can you name any other highlights of the conference that attendees could look forward to?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Jay. Every year our conference features our signature WIN Gala, and this year it's going to be on May 2nd. It will be held in the evening at the Westin Riverwalk, and it celebrates women from across the industry, including the presentation of our recently announced 2023 recipients of the Most Influential Women Awards. This year, we're also expanding the awards program to honor our scholarship recipients and to honor the women in WIN and in collision repair in general.
A beautiful area down there, so I know it's a great place to have that great venue. What can you tell us about the MIW, the Most Influential Women Awards?
The winners of the 2023 Most Influential Women Awards go to 6 wonderful, smart, intelligent ladies. First off is Tracy Calkins, who's the regional sales manager at PPG. We have April Losh who is from Faulkner Collision Center of Lancaster, and she's the collision center manager. We have Lucretia Luther, director at Service King / Crash Champions. Joanna Pete, who's the training program manager at Caliber. We have Jamie Shrewbridge, who's a welding instructor at ICAR. And finally, we have Sabrina Thring, who's the Chief Operating Officer at Driven Brands.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the MIW award is and how these recipients are chosen?
Since 1999, the Most Influential Women Awards has recognized over 115 women who have enriched the collision industry with their leadership, vision, commitment to excellence, and community involvement. Nominees are reviewed by an independent selection committee comprised of industry professionals, past MIW recipients, and WIN members who do not currently serve in any leadership capacity. Award recipients are they're selected based on established criteria, including industry influence, professional accomplishments, mentorship, and community service.
So we've talked a little bit about some of the events that are going to be going on at the conference, but I wonder if I might ask you, what are some of the other relationships that you've built at the conference? Yolanda, let's start with you.
Yes, so Jay, I've been attending conference, I think, since 2009, and throughout the years, I've have established wonderful personal relationships with many of the women. I won't name them all because I don't want to forget somebody,
Sure.
but they have been true friends. I've visited them, whether they live in Canada, the US. We hardly ever talk about the industry, which is oddly enough, we have so many different things to talk about in regards to family, outside interests and such. It's been rewarding, and I stay as a volunteer, even I obviously work for BASF, but I'm always thrilled to be asked to be co-chair of the conference because it's such a great group of women, and I enjoy it, and I give it 110% because I know when conference comes, it's going to be another exciting, rewarding, and enriching experience.
And Kim, what are your thoughts?
I would second everything that Yolanda said. I mean, these ladies, especially on the conference committee, have become like a second family. We text each other. It's like Yoli mentioned, it's never really industry related. It's more just, funny things that we see. I mean, it's become just another facet of, a group of girlfriends at this point. They're all close, wonderful friends, and some are like family, and you get to see them every year. And it's become, we've been told that it's kind of like a ritual, an annual ritual for a lot of women, that they know to expect the WIN conference the first week of May, and they plan their vacations and everything around it because they don't want to miss it. And they keep coming back year after year. And then Yolanda and the conference committee and I keep pushing out great conferences year after year to keep everyone happy. So it's definitely rewarding, and it's something that we all look forward to every year. And this year should be no different. So definitely hope that more people come and join us and experience, the camaraderie and friendship, and also just wonderful topics that we're going to bring.
Where can interested parties go to find out more information just on WIN in general or on the conference? What's the website?
Yes, so please visit our website at womenindustry.network.org.
Very good. I want to thank you for your time today, and I know the attendees have a marvelous conference to look forward to. It sounds like it's going to be a great time.
We think so. Thank you so much for your time today, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. We hope to see everybody at San Antonio at the Westin.